Episode 6: The March of Shadows. The chill of January settled over the land, and folks started bracing for what felt like an unstoppable storm. From small homes to crowded community halls, we the people were planning their big march to Washington, D.C., set for January 18th. They had hope in their hearts, but the Pumpkin Party, led by the scheming pumpkin president-elect, had already cast a shadow over their dreams. The Pumpkin Party's grand arrival was set for January 17th, and with it, everyone knew trouble was coming. Far from the marchers, a secret plan was brewing in the halls of power, a massive budget, reconciliation package nicknamed the Pumpkin Patch Plan. This wasn't some cute farm idea. Nope, it was a scheme to cram their whole agenda into one big bill and rush it through Congress without much of a fight. One storyteller broke it down real simple. Think of reconciliation like stuffing all your candy into one bag and rushing past the gate before anybody can stop you. Only thing is, it ain't candy in there, and it sure ain't sweet for regular folks. This plan? It was gonna cut protections for the environment and workers, while handing billions to corporate giants like Red Star and Tesla. Yep, SpaceX and Tesla were about to make bank, helping fuel Red Star's dream to ditch Earth and build a shiny new world on Mars. In his fancy glass lair, Red Star sat reviewing the Pumpkin Patch Plan. It was everything his empire could have asked for. SpaceX would soar, Tesla would dominate. But something felt off. Whispers of anger were growing louder among we the people. His 4-year-old son, Yu, toddled into the room holding a glowing toy rocket. "Papa, why is everybody mad about a pumpkin patch?" Red Star sighed, putting down his tablet. "It's not a real patch, little one. It's just a way to let the Pumpkin Party get everything they want." Yu frowned, furrowing his tiny brow. "But what if what they want ain't good for everyone?" Red Star paused. That question hung in the air like a heavy cloud. For all his power and smarts, the Tesla King had no answer. While Red Star sat thinking, the Pumpkin President-elect unleashed a storm of his own. His speeches were getting wilder, each one crazier than the last. "If Canada don't quit stealing our trees, we'll build the tallest wall they've ever seen," he shouted at his supporters. "And we'll put tanks along the border while we're at it." His advisors shuffled nervously, whispering to each other, but the Pumpkin President wasn't done yet. "Panama owes us for the canal. Mexico still hasn't paid for anything. And Greenland? Greenland's ours. They'll thank us when we take it." These wild threats sent shockwaves everywhere. World leaders scrambled to respond while we the people were left shaking their heads in disbelief. But some of the Pumpkin Party's loyalists? They cheered like it was the best idea ever. Meanwhile, we the people kept preparing for their march. They made signs, spread the word, and held tight to their courage. But the Pumpkin Party's propaganda machine was in full swing, calling the marchers troublemakers and spreading fake stories about riots. Even the bravest marchers started feeling scared. A wise elder stepped up to calm them. "They want us to be afraid. They think fear will keep us home. But if we stay quiet, they'll take everything. We march because it's the right thing to do even when it's dangerous." The elder's words lit a spark, but the fear didn't go away completely. And when leaks about the Pumpkin Patch Plan started spreading, outrage grew. Folks learned that billions were being funneled to companies like Red Star's empire, while programs for regular people were getting slashed. Inside his golden headquarters, the Pumpkin President-elect grinned ear to ear, basking in his genius plan. His advisors scurried around him like ants. "This reconciliation thing? Pure genius," he bellowed. "We'll pass the biggest, best plan ever. Folks will love it until they figure out what's in it. But by then, too late." Red Star sat off to the side, quiet, scrolling through the plan on his tablet. Everything his empire needed was there, but something about it felt wrong. "Papa," you asked, tugging on his sleeve, "if the marchers find out what's in the bag of candy, won't they stop it?" Red Star didn't answer right away. He just stared out at the stars. Finally, he muttered, "Not if we move fast enough." January 17th crept closer. Washington felt heavier with each passing day. The pumpkin party's planes began to land, glowing orange banners trailing behind them like fire in the night. Marchers, clutching their lanterns and signs, started trickling into the city. Determined, nervous. In his lair, Red Star stared at the glowing reconciliation package on his screen. You sat nearby, arranging toy rockets in neat rows. "Papa, what happens if the pumpkins get squashed?" the little one asked softly. Red Star's jaw tightened. "Then we bake another pie before they notice," he said flatly. The first rays of dawn lit the city as marchers gathered in the streets. A low chant rose up, quiet at first, then growing stronger with every step. And as the marchers and the pumpkin party prepared to collide, the city itself seemed to hold its breath. To be continued.